So, somehow the YouTube channel McTrail Rider has turned 6 years old, or it will have as of the 3rd of March. Hopefully this video will go out in about then, or maybe a bit before, but yeah, all kinds of mixed emotions, some happy, some sad. I am where I wanted to be and I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be at the same time, so thought I'd come out for a bike ride. We're on the banks of Loch Earn and we're heading up to Ben Vorlich on the e-bike. This wasn't my plan today, but the weather's actually a little bit better than I thought, so we'll go up, probably not all the mountain, but we'll go up a good bit and get out into the wilderness. And whilst we're doing that, I'm going to talk to the camera a bit, let you guys know where I've been, where I'm at, and where I'm hoping to go in regards to the YouTube channel, because I am largely quite a private person. I keep myself to myself, which is not good for YouTube, and there's loads of things that have happened that I haven't told you guys about, and loads of things that might happen in the future that I haven't let anyone know yet either. So yeah, this is a channel update. Okay, all kitted up. Got my dirt suit on just in case things get pretty wild. Better safe than sorry in these conditions. And bike seems good to go as well. So I have done this ride once before. It was on my DV8 Highlander that time, but what I did notice was it's a hell of a distance just to get to the start of the climb. You've got to go through this wee estate to get to the hill, but it's signposted by the estate to let you know. Nice big stately home. So 6 years doing YouTube, something that I had no intention of ever doing anyway. It's quite an introvert growing up, not overly popular at school, just yeah, I wouldn't even go into shops by myself when I was wee, so socially I've come a long way since my high school days. I just realised that people started enjoying my videos, started interacting, and it was really nice just to have feedback right at the start. People commenting to say, oh, you know, I really enjoyed that video, it was one of the best ones from that area, it would be great if you went to go and ride this X place and show us those trails. So that's what I did. I went to the next place, and then people liked that, and it really started to grow quite organically that way. I myself wanted to go and ride different places in Scotland. I wanted to explore a little bit more, and I would use YouTube to find out where was good. The only thing at that time, 2017, all the videos were incredibly shaky. There was no electronic stabilisation at that point. And yeah, it would just, never mind getting an idea of where I could ride and how good it was, I couldn't even finish the videos, they were just terrible. So I got myself a gimbal to stabilise my footage, tried to work on my audio, record my audio separate, and the results were finally some videos that were watchable, that other people could watch and work out whether they would like to go and visit certain locations. Unfortunately, at the same time that this was happening, my dad got cancer. A cancer that was extremely unlikely he'd survive. And then suddenly the YouTube channel took on a second, or actually a new primary objective. And my dad was adamant that I carried on with my life and enjoyed myself despite him getting ill. And the best way for me to do that and quite literally show him was to make these videos that he could then watch and know that I was having a good time and carrying on with life. Unfortunately, he died, do you know, I forget the actual date because I don't want to remember. I think it was the 28th or 29th of July 2017, so not long after starting the channel I lost my dad. So yeah, definitely the worst thing that's ever happened to me, losing my dad. But we knew he was going to die, he knew he was going to die, and we had time to say what we needed to say to each other, and you know, of all the ways to go, at least I hope he was at peace with himself and with me. But anyway, he always did say that if you can make your passion your work, then you'll never work a day in your life. And obviously that's a common saying, but my dad always said that, and he knew that the channel was starting to build. I only had about 150 subscribers at that point, but he did say if you can make that your job, then you're winning. So when he did pass away, I decided I was going to continue making these videos and enjoying myself. Obviously I got left some inheritance money, enough for me to buy a motorhome, which now that I look back at it was an absolute steal. But yeah, I got the motorhome and I was like, I am going to do YouTube full time, I'm going to travel, and I'll hopefully make some money at it. Now it wasn't until March the 3rd of 2018 that I actually left my work. From March 3rd on, I was a full-time YouTuber, and I had a little bit of money left over from inheritance that I was willing to dwindle away in the hope that somewhere along the line YouTube would start paying its way, which it did not. Now come October 2018, my girlfriend Alex finally managed to get away from her work as well, and we were free to go travelling wherever we wanted in the camper van. Now obviously, this is lovely, isn't it? Obviously we could have went anywhere, but Spain was the natural place to go because winter months, Spain generally is very sunny, and obviously the further south you go, the milder it gets in the winter. I said 2017 was the worst year of my life. I'd say 2018 was the best, because you know, me and my girlfriend both quite quiet and you know, kind of introverts, and we both took the plunge and just went travelling Europe, going to meet new people, see new places. And the riding that I done was incredible. The people I met were awesome, and it really just opened a door in my life, and I still look back at 2018 very fondly. YouTube wise, however, from the very first video I put out in Spain, my viewing figures halved, and that was crushing, because I knew that I was relying on YouTube growing, and it halved instantly and never grew from there, which is pretty devastating. But life wise, I still would probably do the same again. So yeah, fantastic time in Spain. Came back at the end of March in 2019, and I needed to go back to work. I had depleted all my funds, YouTube hadn't grown that much, and it really crushed me to go back to work, because I was convinced that I wouldn't need to do joinery unless I wanted to ever again. So I went back for the summer, tried to save as much as I could to go back away in the winter of 2019, where me and BKXC done our month-long trip back in Spain, where it basically took him to do all the rides I had done over the 6 months in 1 month. Now again, in my head, going out to a foreign country and riding my bike would pique people's interest, and especially doing it with BKXT, very successful YouTuber, arguably the pioneer of what I do. But again, the views just weren't there, even with Brian there, and even Brian's views did not do that well. It just seems that no one cares for Spain. And then to add insult to injury, my money depleted even faster this time, and I had to go back to work. Oh, just before Christmas 2019. Now it turns out that was kind of a blessing in disguise, because that old thing called COVID-19 hit, and at least I was in a position to get furlough, which really did help me out, kept me afloat. Otherwise I would have been in a very, very dark financial situation at that point. So yeah, 2020 already. Everybody knows how the next couple of years goes globally. I ended up in a position where I had the motorhome, but just couldn't use it, and I realised that perhaps my European trips were off the table for 2 or 3 years. So I sold the motorhome because it was just so expensive to travel short distances. Now I know that many of you watching will probably live in cities, and COVID lockdowns were probably horrendous for you, and I do sympathise. But I'll be honest, COVID lockdowns for me, looking back, probably some of the best times I've ever had. I live in the countryside, I have no neighbours, my local trails are literally straight out the garden, and I just done a load of trail building. Wasn't bothering anyone, wasn't hassling anyone, wasn't putting myself at risk, and the weather was fantastic. So every day, get up when I want, but I still had purpose in building the trails and having a good time. Something that was definitely really bad during the lockdown was my channel getting hacked. I lost subscribers, quite stressful, all my own fault, and that further stifled the growth of the YouTube channel. Oh, am I going to get away with the weather? Oh, I don't know. Unlikely. Right, I just listened back to a couple of bits I said there. I'm going on for way too long, and I'm being very, very negative. So I'm not going to say anything more about the channel or anything until I get to the top and we start heading back down, and I'm going to try and focus on all the positives going forwards, because I don't want to bring you down. But yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and I'll leave it at that. So I said I was going to talk about where I was. We've done that already, quite depressing. We'll move on. I was going to say where I'm at, but actually I'm just going to talk about all things that I'm grateful for. We'll go for this Vitus E-Summit first. Vitus sent me this bike free of charge to use in the videos, and there's no strings attached. Use the bike, you guys get to see that I'm using it, and I'll share my experience, and if you think it's a good bike for you, then go for it. Right, we're gonna go. Try and get out the wind first, get the brakes up to temperature. There we go, that wasn't too long. So, second thing that I am grateful for is the drone I bought, the Skydio 2. That thing has easily been the best thing that I've purchased for making videos. Easily. It has completely changed my mountain game. Obviously today's not good, I'm not out with it, but you know, any time I've been out in the mountains. The fact that I can get the drone up and it follows me down almost faultlessly is incredible. So I am super happy for that. Second thing I'm grateful for is the support from my patrons. Patreon's a separate platform I put my videos out on before YouTube, and I put out longer cuts, and those lovely kind people give me a monetary, they give me an income. Most are about $3 a month. Some very generous people offer me more, and that has been the backbone, and I am not even exaggerating. That is the sole reason why the channel kept going. I would have given up a long time ago if I was just relying on YouTube income. Next up is my support from 2020 Bikes. Now, we haven't done too much with 2020 Bikes as of yet, but Mike has made it very, very clear that they are there to help me out if I need it, and they want to do more things alongside me in the future. So 2020 Bikes, based up in Bankery, Aberdeenshire. They sell DV8s, but they also sell like Transition and Marin and other excellent brands, but they stock, well, basically what I'm trying to say is they stock some good stuff that I would use, like Michelin tyres, 1-up components, yada yada yada. And to have their support and the knowledge that if anything goes wrong with any of my bikes, they could be there to help me out. Huge help. So if you want to buy any of the aforementioned products, check out 2020 Bikes. They've got a good online presence. Whoa. So speaking of DV8 cycles that 2020 Bikes deals in, that they are by far and away the best level of support that's come to the channel. Bikes are obviously very expensive, and I use bikes a lot, and to change my bike every year would well, put it this way, YouTube and Patreon put together wouldn't even cover the cost of replacing a bike every year. So the fact that they've hooked me up with bikes is fantastic. Of course, that first bike was the DV8 Guide, the one with the gearbox. A very, very niche bike that admittedly didn't appeal to the masses, but actually, see, for stuff like this, perfect bike, absolutely perfect. I then got the Highlander, which I must say is extraordinarily good. Oh Jesus Christ. It's a really, really good bike and does appeal to the masses, and that really kind of got them properly on the radar for potential customers. A lot of you subscribers and followers bought them. In fact, I think when they'd sold 60 frames, over 20 were sold through me. So I definitely helped them out, and they fully recognised that. So they actually started paying me £100 a month, and then after over a year of doing that, they managed to up it to £300 a month. So yeah, and then I got the Claymore, their latest bike, in full for free, and I'm super happy with that. It is such a fantastic bike, and that has been confirmed by all the kind of reviews of it. It's definitely a good bike. People are loving it, and as a result they're selling a lot of them, and I really, really wish them all the continued success. They are fantastic bikes. So that brings me on to the next thing to be grateful for. This year, within the next couple of months, DV8 have offered to support me financially to make up for what I'm not making on YouTube and Patreon. So as I said earlier in the video, I am still working as a joiner, and DV8 are just trying to subsidise. They're not paying me as much as I'm making it work, that is for sure, but they will be paying me enough where that combined with YouTube and Patreon money should be enough to go full time again. and hopefully stay full time, because I'm not dwindling into a pot of money that will empty it. I just have a steady, reasonable income that'll keep me going. And I hope you guys don't take offence to me accepting money from Deviate. I think it's pretty organic. I love the bikes anyway. You guys have seen that I've had no problems, and I really like the people involved. I just think it's a great setup, and if I want to be associated with any one company, it's Deviate. It's just fantastic. So I hope you see the honesty in this deal. I just think it makes a lot of sense. And what it means for you guys is I'm just going to have way more time to go and make proper videos. You know, today I'm doing this, it is a Tuesday to be fair, I work 3 days a week, but I've got to go back to work tomorrow for the rest of the week, and it's just really hard to juggle 3 days working and then a day or two riding and get the edits done and respond to all the YouTube comments. Believe it or not, it's a hell of a time consuming work. You may have seen in one of my videos I got a VW Crafter long wheelbase van. That actually just kind of came to me. I've changed my mind about that. I think it's too big and not good enough in fuel for my needs. So I'm going to be getting a Volkswagen Caddy, and I have the roof tent for the car. I'll stick that on the Caddy. It'll be a Caddy Maxi. We'll take 2 or 3 bikes inside, 2 people comfortably, excellent in fuel, drives like a car, and with the roof tent on top. I really do love staying in the roof tent. There's something quite cool about it. And the fact that it does up to 65 miles to the gallon means that a trip down to Wales or England or whatever is far cheaper, and I'm more likely to do them. And that's what I want to do this year, is more trips, not abroad necessarily, but more trips down to England and Wales. There's loads of you that watch from down England and Wales, and whilst I'm sure the Scottish mountains are interesting, you probably want to see something closer to your own home. Lake District in Wales, definitely right up there in on the to-do list. I will not be forgetting about the Scottish mountains, don't worry. Try and do as much of that as possible. A bit more in the way of bike packing, or maybe like all-day adventure rides. I love that kind of stuff. It's really what I enjoy doing. Whoa. Another thing that I definitely need to do is diversify my videos. I make videos that I enjoy making, and that has got me a good core audience. That's you guys. Thank you very much. I'm glad you just appreciate these trail riding videos with nothing much to them other than just POV and enjoying the rides that I do. But I do want to do more videos that are topical. Need to do more bike checks, what's in my bag, camera setup videos, etc, etc, and having more time will allow me to make those kind of videos. And those kind of videos go further on the YouTube algorithm. They appeal to people who might not be familiar with my videos, and then that brings more traffic to the channel, more people watching the channel, more people become aware of the bikes I ride and sponsorship and whatnot. Yeah, so just having more time to make the videos I want, more time to sit down and talk to the camera, maybe write out some, not scripts, but some bullet points to talk about on certain products. And then these kind of videos, you'll notice I've added in a bit more kind of third person shots, setting up the scenes a bit better. I'll be able to do that more often. I do, of course, plan on going to Europe as well. I want to go back into the Alps with the Deviate boys. That week with Ben Jones and Chris Everson was incredible. That I am also grateful for. It was, yeah, that highest rideable peak, the Grand Sassier. I want to go back and I want to ride more of it. So I want to get good enough and fit enough to hit that again and do it justice. I'm still relatively young. I am still in my 30s, so I've got all this ahead of me. I do not want to get to a point where I can't do these things and wish I had. I want to do as much as I can when I can. Everybody should feel the same. You're here once. You just got to take it by both hands. Take every opportunity you get. Like 2018. Fantastic. Well, that was over very quickly, considering how long it took to get up, even on the e-bike. So there you go, that's you kind of up to date on the channel. I somehow managed to talk way too much, but also not mention everything, but yeah, all good. Ultimately, life-wise, I've learnt a lot over the last few years. I've grown a lot, and I see the opportunities I still have ahead of me, despite making mistakes in the past. So yeah, the future looks bright. It always does. It's always what you make of it. And yeah, thanks to Deviate Cycles, I think I will finally be able to make this channel my full-time job, which will absolutely benefit myself, but also you guys. I really hope to get to more places, ride bikes more often, make better videos, and just enjoy life more. Thanks for enduring this video, and let me know in the comments your feedback, what direction you think I should go in the future, any ideas, any tips, any criticisms of things gone by. Just let me know. That's the beauty of YouTube, it's interactive. You can tell me if you think I'm an arsehole. Ciao.